First off, before we begin, I will say a warning: some of the parts of this video are in character, and some of the parts of this video are out of character. What in character means is it will be presented from a point inside of the SCP universe, and out of character is my thoughts on how the SCPs could work in-game. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the actual part of the video that I spent time editing. I mean, my unpaid intern, Steve, spent time editing. Hello researchers, and other level 3 personnel. My name is Tyler the SCP guy, and I'm here to tell you the breaking news from Site-02. It's rumored that there will be a new playable SCP coming to Site-02/SCP Secret Laboratory in the future. As you can see by this image my unpaid intern Steve sure just put up on the screen. Keep in mind, Steve, if you don't put this up on the screen, you're gonna be incinerated, buddy, alright? Anyways, I have a few theories for what SCP might be shipped in, but you're gonna need at least level 3 clearance for this one. And if you don't, well, we got a few that'll, surely help you in the process of forgetting what you just heard. Anyways, first off, for a bit of context on the SCP. SCP-239 is an 8-year-old girl with the power to alter reality to anything she wants. Fortunately, she can only affect things she can see. The reason as to why I believe SCP-239 may be the SCP being shipped into Site-02 is because it required an Ethics Committee and O5 Council vote to decide if it would be shipped to our totally secure site. Our site may also be getting SCP-148 Telekill Alloy transferred to the site as well, as it is the only thing that can harm SCP-239 while she is in an unconscious state. But I have a feeling our weapons department can cook up something that will help us in sedating SCP-239 in case she does breach. But as long as SCP-239 is kept in sedation, we should be fine unless someone thinks that it'd be funny to wake her. But that would never happen, right? Right? Jim, what the fuck? The abilities I believe SCP-239 would have if she is added to the game are as follows. Since she sees herself as a witch, froggification would be a pretty funny M1/left click. It would turn people into frogs with a 10-second cooldown, and it would deal around 2 damage per second of the affected individual being a frog. The affected individual would return to human form after SCP-239 is at least 3 rooms away. The second ability, Redecorating, would be activated using M2/right click, and it would be where the room would slightly crush in a bit, making it more difficult to escape the anomaly. The room would go back to normal over time, with the use of the new Site-02 reality anchors. The health for SCP-239 would be 1,500, and the Hume shield would be ranging from 240, with a max of 2,000. Also, as a self-preservation method, a passive ability of SCP-239 is that bullets sometimes vanish before they can hit her. And that can be quite helpful in a firefight, believe it or not. Not getting hit is pretty crucial to not dying. Big brain moves right there. Anyways, something else that can be useful if you're losing a fight as SCP-239 is the Witch's Broom ability, which can be used by pressing the F key, which would allow you to glide away on a witch broom from a situation. This ability lasts around 10 to 15 seconds with a 30-second cooldown for fairness, just because you don't really want to just have an enemy flying away from you for around 30 seconds, because then they're just unreachable. Anyways. For a bit of background on this Keter Kitsune, SCP-953 is a female red fox of the species Vulpes vulpes. It is similar to the Kitsune of Korean folklore, with mostly the same abilities set in the tales. These abilities include shapeshifting, but it will always retain a little bit of its original red fox form. Whether it be fox ears or tail, the shapeshift will always be incomplete. The reason why I believe this polymorphic humanoid may be shipped into our lovely site is because it would require the Ethics Committee and O5 Council vote in order for this to even have a possibility to be transferred out of Site-17. Although, knowing SCP-953, even if she does arrive at the site, what's to say we can get her into a new containment without her distracting some of the staff, allowing her to get out before she's even contained? Although, I'm sure we have our ways. I hope. Jim, do we have a... Jim, why are you doing it again? First off, in my opinion, SCP-953 is the second most, if not the most likely, to be added into the game. It is likely SCP-953 because of the ethics committee being involved with the transfer, which means the anomaly is humanoid and or sentient. And 953 checks off both of those boxes. The intro animation to getting 173 would be shapeshifting from a red fox into a human form, and each round there will be different patterns of what would still be a red fox. Well, which parts of the body would still be a red fox, I mean to say. Patterns could be SCP-953 retaining the tails, paws, legs, or ears. Each of those would be a different pattern, by the way. The way SCP-953 gameplay could work would be slightly different to the skeleton in gameplay. What I mean by that is, instead of stealing skin, you steal uniforms and disguise yourself in those using the E key, which would be around an 8 to 10 second animation depending upon the uniform you take. Now, of course, SCP-953 would not be able to fire weapons, but most likely would be able to use keycards and have some sort of inventory when disguised. The disguise would last slightly longer than the skeleton's disguise because SCP-953 is used to disguising herself, so it would last around 2 minutes or until enough damage is dealt to the anomaly. The M1/left click ability would hypothetically be, the way I named it here is Kitsune's Claws, which would deal around 15 damage per hit. The M2/right click ability would be Hunter's Eye, which would allow you to see people through walls that haven't healed from your claws or were recently hit by you. Recent means around like 1 to 2 minutes ago, if you were wondering. There would also be a kind of amnestic cloud-like ability called Psionic Manipulation, which can only be used while in human form, and will allow SCP-953 to make the space around her appear more like a cottage. While using this ability, anyone caught within the range of Psionic Manipulation can be forced to shoot their teammates or even be moved in whatever direction SCP-953 wishes them to move, which could hypothetically be used to throw people off of high ledges, like Test Room, or Surface Zone, or Larry's Room. Anyways, the health of SCP-953 would be around 2,400, and the Hume Shield would range from 140 to a max of 1,000. You would gain around 50 Hume Shield per kill, with a max of 500 Hume Shield gained from that method. How you would devour a body is by holding the F key. The animation would last around 10 to 20 seconds, and you would gain around 10 health from each body. So, why I think SCP-953 will be added into the game is because of the fact that Northwood has said in the past they wish to rework 3114 mechanics, but they may have meant making a new SCP with similar but reworked mechanics. While SCP-953 would be perfect for that, because of the shape-shifting abilities and her unique psionic abilities that I have mentioned here. Anyways, on to the next. SCP-5337 is an anomalous phenomenon that manifests when specific barcode symbols, designated SCP-5337-1, are scanned by barcode scanners. Fortunately for us, we have all the barcode symbols safely secured in Foundation custody, and due to the item involving animals, I know this is a bit of a stretch, but it could involve the Ethics Committee. Why the hell would the O5 Council involve themselves with birds? Well, I know better than to question the Council and their motives, so the reason that these abnormal avians may be transferring to our wonderful site is because the higher-ups must have heard of our success in containing SCP-1507 and wish to entrust us with other abnormal animals to keep under lock and key. Truthfully, I have no idea why they'd send them here. Jim, I swear to God, if you look at 096, you're f***. First off, I will say this is more of a guess than anything real, but most likely if SCP-5337 is the SCP added to the game, there would be a barcode either in a box in the containment chamber, which you could scan, and after around 10 attempts of scanning the barcode and getting lots of "help me" and "forgive me" on the laptop screen, you would finally summon a SCP-5337-2 instance, which appear to be silver-colored saberite chickens, Galeus domesticus. Each instance of SCP-5337-2 would have 150 HP. As for Hume Shield, SCP-5337-2 would have 100 Hume Shield. Now, most likely these would just be kind of like flamingo variants for year-round stuff, but I highly doubt SCPSL would actually do this. Now, keep in mind, all of this is just my theory as to how these anomalies may function, and most of the things I list here will most likely never make it into the game, let alone in the way I describe them here. But I am quite happy with how these ideas turned out, and I hope you all were entertained, because the process of making this video has been nothing but a delight. And maybe I procrastinated a little bit more than I should have on it, but who doesn't, am I right? Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, kind viewer. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to appreciate my creation. And what I mean by creation is this video. Anyways, see y'all later, and there will be a video out soon. I'm working on 2 videos at once. I got the other one a little bit delayed by this one, so the other one will be coming out. I won't promise anything on when, just because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. Anyways, see y'all later. Bye-bye.